What's good, family? What's good, Hawks Nation? It's your boy, MI, back once again with my boy, the Atlanta Analyst. And we're here back with you today on Hawks Daily. And today we're going to discuss what if the Atlanta Hawks miss the playoffs or get eliminated during the play-in tournament? What would be the moves around that? What would be the fallout? Will players get moved? Will coaches get fired? That's what we're going to discuss today. So I got my boy analysts, and let's start off with my guest analyst. So analyst, what? Let's try to break it down a little bit. Let's start with the coaching staff. If we fail to make the playoffs or we get eliminated during the play-in tournament, do you think um anything will be done with the coaching staff? By Travis? Do you think somebody's going to get fired? Do you think Nate's going to have to add something to his staff? What's your thoughts about that?
So even if we do miss the playoffs or we get eliminated in the play-in, I think that Nate's job is secure. I don't see Travis getting rid of Nate. We just hired him,
Hmm.
we're not getting rid of Nate now. Now, if you're talking about his staff, yes, I do think that Travis and ownership will put pressure on Nate to put together a more um offensive and defensive minded staff together. So
Hmm.
I assume he'll go out there and he'll bring on a offensive wizard onto his staff, and he'll bring on a defensive a guy that that can help design the defense of schemes and make adjustments on the fly to help him out. I think that not all the coaches will go, but definitely coaches like his son,
Hmm.
and coaches like that. So I think that as far as the staff goes, Nate will definitely stay, but I think that he will receive some pressure to make an adjustment to his coaching staff.
And I agree. I agree with everything you just said. I really think, obviously, I don't think it's a wise move to fire a coach after just 1 year. I know it seemed he's only been our coach for one when this season ended to be 1.5 seasons. So it's kind of you gotta you have to get a coach time. Um, like I said, I agree with you on the assistants. I think he should get rid of his son and get a defensive minded assistant. And whoever is the offensive minded coach, assistant coach, he needs to go ahead and get rid of that guy too and upgrade because our offense, even though we're the number two offense in the NBA, everybody knows we just stand there. We just stand around.
Yep.
So I mean, we need more than that if we plan on trying to compete with the Phillies, the Clevelands, the Suns, who just clinched a playoff spot, 40 games over 500. Um, Warriors. None of those dudes just stand around. So hopefully, Nate and Travis can get on the same sheet of music. So that's the coaching staff. Let's move on to the players. Okay. Do you feel if we miss the playoffs or get eliminated in that playing tournament? One, it's two-part question. Do does Travis make a move? And what is your personal opinion? Do you think we should make a move with our current players that's on the roster if we don't make the playoffs or get eliminated in the play-in games?
The answer to that question, the answer in both at one time, is yes and yes. Travis does make a move, and I believe that we should make a move. I think that some people look at. I think they sometimes ignore that. Listen, Travis gave the team a pretty good scare at the beginning of the season. Well,
Mm-hmm.
right near that trade deadline, he said, "Look, I mean." He said he made it very clear that if your name wasn't Trey Young or Clint Capella by default, then you're going to be available in trade talks. And so I think that listening to his goals, listen to the team goals. If the goal of making it to the playoffs and making it, at least a couple rounds in is not met. Moves will be made. And now I'm not saying that he's gonna move the whole team, but definitely moves will be made to improve. He will look at number 2 options for Trae Young, but even if obviously there's 2 different ways you can put this. Like, I think if that were the case this offseason, we would actually be the team calling teams instead of letting teams, call us and we listen to offers. We would actually be the team reaching out for this player and this player and this player. So I think that would be the case this offseason. And yes, I personally do think that we should make a move if we miss the playoffs. I think that we should just move on and build a whole new roster for contention around Trae Young. I didn't say rebuild and go back to the draft. Rebuild a roster for contention so you can compete with the Phillies and the Brooklyns and Miami and Milwaukee and teams like that, so you can compete with teams like that.
I feel you. I agree with you. When this offseason came, I thought Travis was really going to improve the team in a big way. Obviously, he didn't. He made some minor moves. And when I say improve, I mean bringing new personnel, not just – obviously, you're going to re-sign your own personnel, but I thought he was going to bring in somebody that was going to be an impact. If we miss the playoffs, it's going to look real bad on our organization to go from the Eastern Conference Finals to the lottery. But I mean, that's how I thought. But now that I come to the realization that this team is really just not that good, we are what our record says we are after 60-some games. A move, especially if we don't make the playoffs, if we get eliminated in that first playing game, a move has to be made. There's no way that he could stand pat and say, and look at the coach and look at the owner and say, you know what, this is the guys we need that's going to help us win. Not even win, but this going to take us to the next level. So, yes, a move definitely will have to be made by Travis to improve this roster. And you know what? Even if we did make the playoffs, he's still going to have to, unless we make a run like we did last year, he's still going to have to make a move, And like y'all was saying a while back, sometimes it might be a move where it's addition by subtraction. I mean, so we can get some better players in here. But, something has to be done. There's no way he could stand pat. No way, no how, if we don't make the playoffs. And so my next question to you, this is a question I'm gonna kind of catch you off guard with. Us missing the playoffs, if we miss the playoffs, if we get eliminated in the first playing game, how do you feel that the organization will be affected by other free agents looking at the Hawks as a team to come join?
I think that, well, first of all, the organization, free agents they already did not want to come to Atlanta, but this would pretty much put it to the point where it's like, okay, I definitely don't want to go to Atlanta. I don't want to go somewhere to where this team is not consistent. Obviously every player thinks that they can have an impact on a team, but if you look at the way that we've been just playing lately, the consistency has just not been there. And so I don't think that a guy, I'm just going to use him as an example because he was a free agent last year, like a DeMar DeRozan, that late in his career, he's not going to want to go somewhere to where it's going to still take him 4 or 5 years to get to the point where the Chicago Bulls are about to be. He wants to fall right into a place to where he can go win a title right now. Right. And then he can go make title appearances. So I think that it would truly affect the way that we would attract free agents. I think that Atlanta can be an attractive destination eventually. But if something like that happens, then it would definitely lower attraction. And speaking on like free agency, I mean, we did Travis made a little minor move up in the front office where he fired the current scout and he actually brought in Jeff Teague to try to have a more player-to-player relationship. Like, hey, because Jeff Teague, he has a ring. He won one with Milwaukee last year.
Right,
so,
right.
just trying to get some more guys to Atlanta. But it would definitely affect this organization, and this, it would affect the organization, the city of Atlanta, from free agents wanting to sign here.
Yeah, because we already got that stigma on us about nobody wants to come to Atlanta and play. It's either the players, it's either they don't like our ownership. I don't really believe some of the narratives that people put out saying that, they gonna come to the strip club, they baby mamas is out here, whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, I don't really buy stuff like that, but I do buy that, as a free agent, unless you're just trying to get paid, why would you come to a team that's under 500? You don't know what I'm saying? Why would you come to a team where it's kind of unorganized, a team that don't want to play defense? Because to me, a team that don't want to play defense is a team that doesn't want to win, doesn't want to compete. So, this will have us not making the playoffs or going out in the early playing tournament. To me, it would set us back like 5 years as far as attracting free agents, as far as us building up our brand as the Atlanta Hawks basketball club, as being a winning organization. Now, obviously, we ain't won a championship, but I mean, we're usually, we had a stretch where, we guaranteed to be in the playoffs. We got a stretch right now to where, coming off a conference final appearance, won 2 games in the conference finals. You have a young superstar and Trey got some solid pieces around him. Now, obviously, may not be the best pieces, but they're solid pieces that a free agent could come in and make an impact, whether it's an impactful role player. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I look at our record and and I'm like, if I'm a free agent, why would I want to come there? Why? Unless they finna overpay for me. Why would I want to come there? So I think it set us back 5 years. We've been trying to build up the brand. Mr. Wrestler, they got the when he took over, they got the partnership with Emory Healthcare. Awesome training facility. So we supposed to have a top, one of the top medical facilities in the NBA for our players. But it's just, at the end of the day, the show you come down to wins and losses, man. They don't care. Some of these veterans don't care if you got all that. They care about, can we compete? Is this roster good? So, yeah, it'll have a big impact on our free agency, man. And like I said, all that work that's been done kind of falls to the wayside, us not making the playoffs. So it is going to be some what they call it, collateral damage if we don't make the playoffs, man. And I mean, make it by any means necessary now. So yeah, luckily we got all our players. Luckily we got our core players under contract, so they can't leave. But us not making the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised if you get somebody like a Gallo, on the wrong side of 30, kind of requesting a trade to go to a contender, which, if I'm Travis, I will make it happen for him. He came from here. He, there ain't been no trouble here. So has done his job. So, and he's what, 10, 12-year vet. So I could see somebody like a Gallo saying, you know what, I don't have another 2 years for the Hawks to get this ship right. Could you trade me to a contender? What you think about that? Can you see something like that happening?
Well, yes, if we miss the playoffs this year, we get eliminated to play in this year, and we get to go in next year, and I would hope that this wouldn't happen, but if we get to go in next year and we see the same patterns, Gallo will definitely inform Travis and ownership that he will like to get to a situation where he can win. But although I think that even though I'm an organization person, and obviously like we were talking on live last night, like I'm an organizational person, but I do believe in being fair to your franchise player. But like I was gonna say, Travis clearly showed that he's not a GM for a player. Like what he did with Cam Reddish. He said, I don't know if New York's going to be the perfect spot for Cam Reddish. I made that trade because, we got the best value back for Cam Reddish for what was available. And I think that'll be the same thing with Gallo. Like if Gallo wanted to get to a better situation like Miami, who's been trying to pursue him for the longest, there's no guarantee that you're going to go to Miami. You may go to another rebuild situation and we can get the best value back there. So, but I can see something like that happening. Like I said, if we missed it, we end up missing the playoff or we end up getting, eliminated in the play-in. I can see something like that happening. I would hope not. If anything, I can more realistically see Gallo being included in a trade to try to bring something more here.
Yeah, I feel you. And then also with Gallo, you could try to trade him. If you don't get nothing, you can always buy him out, because the contract is going to be, it's a team-friendly contract next year. So you could just buy him out because it's like this. You try to trade him in the offseason. If he asks for a trade, you try to trade him. Then you try to trade him by the deadline. If that don't happen, if you don't get what you want, I mean, you can always just buy him out and say, you know what, Gallo, thank you for your service for the Atlanta Hawks. We're just going to buy you out. And that way he can choose who he wants to go to and he can just play for a vet minimum, But hopefully we don't go that way. Hopefully we can make the damn playoffs this year. I'm kind of wavering a little bit because we're running out of time, run out of games, man, to make up anything.
Yeah.
So we shall see, man. We shall see. But yeah, I want to thank you for coming on, analysts, on this We Talk Hawks Daily.
Yeah.
Just chopping it up about the Hawks, man. If y'all didn't know, tap in with my boy, Atlanta Analyst. He uploads every day. Got his own YouTube channel right there. That's the name, the Atlanta Analyst. Tap in with him. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share the video. Make sure y'all tap in with us every post game. We got We Talk Hawks post game live after every game. Hey, we turn up in there, man. Last night was that was too long. So make sure y'all tap in. We'll be having a lot of fun in there, man. But at the end of the day,
yeah, Chauncey was
yeah, Chauncey be on one, man. He be on one. I've been going back and forth with Chauncey for like 7 years, so about the Hawks. So he on one. That's my guy. He always bring that energy. You know what I'm saying? So, but make sure y'all tap in with us, man. And appreciate y'all for watching our videos, man. And we out. Peace.